What up, people? It's your boy Master Chudy out here with another comic review. So I'm here with Spirits of Vengeance, number 3, and I know what you're thinking about this cover. Yes, it's well done, very well done. Art's fantastic, everything on the cover, and it makes me wish that this was the art that was in the book. But you beggars can't be choosers. But you're thinking like, oh, these are the Spirits of Vengeance. Pathetic. You're thinking that your heroes are getting, you know, owned by Raisin right here, but they're not. It's just simply, this doesn't even happen in the book, which I guess is a good thing or bad thing depending on your point of view. But let's get into it. So we have the Spirits of Vengeance. We have our storyline like at a dawn of time, heaven and hell forge a compact, and there's been a cold war, as was explained in my last issue review. And after being handed a silver bullet by a dying angel, Johnny Blaze, aka Ghost Rider, turned to Damien Hellstrom for answers. And pretty much they've been going around trying to find everything. Necrodamus is the main villain, who's this arms dealer, has been supplying the weapons to basically demons. And so basically, Damien Hellstrom has had enlisted the help of Blade earlier and his sister Satana. And so they're trying to find what to do with this metal. So we have Victor Gischler, writer, Dave Baldeon as the artist, Andres Mosas, the color artist, Coy Petit, the letterer, Dan Mora, and Juan Fernandez did the cover, which is fantastic. I love that cover. Francesca Martinez, the variants. There's a designer for this, Jay Bowen, which is interesting. Chris Robinson is the editor. And, so we kind of get into a long disposition of everybody. This is how the 30 pieces of silver. If you didn't know, 30 pieces of silver. Judas betraying Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, Christian. But yes, Judas' betrayal. He took 30 pieces of silver. He gave them, and he's like, "Oh, you would think that 30 pieces of silver is like a trifle amount." And of course, Judas had other intentions for his greed. But anyway, you can't buy forgiveness. And as you know, Judas did hang himself as a and what he thought to be repenting for betraying Jesus. But apparently, interesting twist: the 12th apostle that was chosen to take over from Judas, Matthias, found the coins, and he's like saying the gospel of Matthias was thought to be lost, so he had his own gospel. And he's like, it took hundreds of hours of poring over ancient Hebrew scrolls and distant crypts, but I found it. Perhaps Matthias had been gifted with a special vision, or maybe it was simply the cursed nature of the coins, but in that moment Matthias knew. So he touched the coins and received a vision. Judas' malevolence was perhaps his very soul had bonded with the silver. It's like, the coins were pure evil, but also powerful in a way Matthias couldn't fully understand. But what he did know was that the silver was blood money, and should be buried as Judas himself. Thus, the potter's field was known as Akaldama. And so this is Necrodamus explaining everything. It's like field of blood. When translated to English, the Gospel of Matthias, thought lost from the New Testament of Apocrypha. You found the silver by stringing together bits and legend of questionable apocrypha. It's like a place to start, as I said. Matthias' writings, this is Necrodamus speaking, suggested the power of the silver and why he hidden it. Greek Orthodox Church records are far more organized and reliable. In 1892, they built a monastery at Al-Qadama. And so I'm sure you can guess what they unearthed. They found the silver, they found Judas's body, but they found something more, a warning left by St. Matthias. And being true believers, they heeded that warning. And so the silver was sealed away and guarded for decades by mere human beings. But, of course, there's always that one human being that would betray them. But Judas actually taught me a valuable lesson about human beings, that they're weak, corruptible, and more cheaply purchased than I could ever imagine. So he bought off one of these Greek Orthodox guards that were entrusted, killed the initial guard, and he got it. And so it's like saying, you've been cunning, Necrodamus, but these are merely foot soldiers, and Archangel is something different. And he's like, meaning, if you're going to the Covenant to take an aim at Michael, then you'd better make it good, because you'll only get one shot. So he's like, look, you gotta come up with something better. So, meanwhile, we're at Popa, Septo volcano in Mexico. And of course, this dude's this guy's Smith, who's been hammering the who's been making the weapons out of the silver. Ragnar said that you shouldn't worry. He's like, I'm happy my toil. My brethren and their forges are making weapons for Asgardians and thinking to themselves, great, oh, this is a dwarf, an Asgardian dwarf. Thinking to themselves, great, but none could achieve this. I strive for the essence of evil itself, bending it to my will. It's like, but will it be enough? It's like, it is incomplete. 29 pieces of silver, surely one more wouldn't make a difference. It's like, how to explain to your mortal mind? It's like the spark plug is the most smallest parts in your automobiles, but without it, nothing. No more excuses, no half measures. You want your weapon? Bring the 30th piece. Okay. Meanwhile, in Manhattan, we see that Edwin, the demon who tried to take him out earlier, take Hellstrom out earlier in the last issue, saying that, look, Edwin, calm down. Last time we spoke, you were off to find a place to lie low. It's like, no place is safe, Hellstrom. I didn't know it would get so bad. This roof garden is one of the really old places, but not many know about it. But I knew you would. And he's like, "What do you want from me?" Basically, you've got to hide me, Hellstrom. Things have gone south since you came asking them around dangerous questions. Agnes is dead. Oh, this is the These are from that Hellfire Club or that rich club of demons from the first issue. My bad. So it's like things have gone south since Agnes died, because they've been slaughtering anybody who's come in contact or heard about the silver. It's like, and that grotesque friend of yours, Curtis, is missing. Crossing paths with you is the kiss of death, and I'm next. And Hellstrom's like, help me, Edwin. Anything you can tell us about the ones who are after you will help us get to them first. And he's like, I just don't know. And then Blade is like, oh, what about that lady at the lady at the bookstore you told us about? Her name was Raisin. It's like, the Night Jackal? And he's like, it's like, that name means something to you? And then he's like, one hears things, stories about a half-goddess released from a 2,000-year prison sentence and forced to serve the sorcerer who rescued her. Normally I ignored idle rumors, but it's got nothing to do with me. But if someone like Raisin is after me, I'm doomed. And Hellstrom's like, pull yourself together. It's like, yeah. Perhaps Port Brimstone. It's like, I hear it's the only place and up and running if anyone knows anything, it might be there. And he's like, oh, I hadn't considered that. It's like, port what now? And it's like, I've heard of it. Even Blade has heard of it. They talk it in the Fang circles. Your basic wretched hive of scum and villainy. Might be a place for information. It's like, unfortunately, I'm persona non grata there. Long story. It's like, on the other hand, you still have a few friends down there, don't you? It's like, wait. Oh, hell no. It's like, and you just yell to him like, yeah, I know what you need to do for me. And meanwhile, Necrodamus is telling Raisin, have you retrieved my property? And it's like, no, not soon. I was like, I hope. It's like soon, but I'm soon going to get it. It's like, I hope so, because, time's running short. Or have you forgotten our deadline? And Raisin is like, trust me, I haven't forgotten. And you see her with her army of demons. It's like, the matter is about to be concluded. So she's already tracked them down. It's like, and we can see the art. I like the progression right here. Boom, boom, and then you see the thing like that. But meanwhile, it's like, if there's useful information in Port Brimstone, Blade and my sister will find it. In the meantime, have a look at this. It's like, anything that might help. I'm sorry, Hellstrom. I don't know any more than anyone else, and I'm terrified that something like that should be on Earth after being lost for so long, which is the silver bullet. But it can't be a coincidence that it's so close to the Covenant. It's like, oh, hell. And we just see Raisin like, the silver. And boom, and she just busts in. The art is now starting to grow on me. It's more better, kind of. It's like, he's like, oh, Hellstrom. It's like, damn it, Edwin. So he goes ahead and starts burning all these demons away. But then then Raisin comes back. Raisin's coming in, swoosh. And I like the effect. Whoop. And she just grabs a bullet, leaves, and then Hellstrom's like, she's got the bullet. And then we just see Ghost Rider, like, already transforms, like, she's mine. Calls his bike. They're getting ready to roll. So we see Ghost Rider's chasing after Raisin, and we can see him like, bold but futile. He's like, do you really think you can escape vengeance itself? So she whistles, and we see a demon just tackle Ghost Rider down. Boom, crashes into an office, and he's like, die, Hellspawn. And then we get back that he lost her, basically. And David's like, well, it seems like we hit a low point. And then meanwhile, we go back to somewhere below Manhattan with Satana and Blade. And it's like, We're basically as far below as Manhattan as you can get, away from prying eyes from the local civilians, sort of. Let it all hang out. Take us over here. So we see the gatekeeper right here, Targus, saying, what's up? How long has it been? And he's like, please tell me your brother is not here. It's like, not this time. And he's like, you should still watch your back. Plenty of folks would think it close enough to take a shot at you. We don't want trouble, not now. It's like, I'll try not to break anything. Poor Brimstone might be ugly, but at least it smells bad. Ah, and Blade is like here. So he and Satan are just walking. It's like, so, where are these friends of yours? It's like, if you define friend as someone who wouldn't try to murder me on sight, it's like, then that's the ghost head. A good place to start. Of course, they hit up a bar. And then the bartender's like, please tell me your brother's not here. So he's like, damn. Blade's like, damn, what'd he do? It's like, yeah, long story. Perry, we're looking for some information. And he's like, yeah, I don't know nothing. It's like, I haven't even asked. It's like, I don't care. If I knew something, I know nothing. Things have been weird lately. Tense. Place has been filling up with people looking to lie low, but a lot of people have been leaving too. Hardcore types heading west. Something big going down, something bad. I'm going to keep my head down and ride this out. Meanwhile, Blade is like, look, man, we're not trying to bring trouble down on you, but there's no riding this one out. That it's important that. And then we just see a couple of vampires walk up here. It's like, you should listen to Perry, Daywalker. You should keep your head down instead of showing up where you're not wanted. Oh. And then he's like, Blade is like, luckiest day of your unlife, bloodsucker, because I got bigger fish to fry right now, so turn around and walk. Vampire is now pushing his luck, saying like, you just don't get it, do you? Your time is over, and our kind will be looking for payback. Since you're here, we might as well start with like, yep, I warned you. Blade came out with a knife, swap, cut my dude's head off clean, and he's like, man, bro, I told you not to walk with me. And Satan's like, oh, dang. Look at this dude. Now that is Blade, man. Meanwhile, everybody's like, oh, snap. And the bartender's like, okay, nothing to see here. Personal dispute. Just get back to drinking. Satan's not like, nah, before we were rudely interrupted, I believe you were going to offer some helpful information. And he's like, no, we're ending a conversation. Here, have a drink. And it's like, yeah, those glasses are empty. And it's like, bottles in there. Out of sight, out of mind, Perry. Person buying booze wants privacy. Nothing to do with me. And then they just open the door, and they see this woman right here, who seems to be the same woman who betrayed the order she served by giving the 30 pieces of silver to Necrodamus. And she's like, I hear the man you're looking for is called Necrodamus. And Satan's like, oh, it's about the silver, isn't it? Because Necrodamus has it. And Satan's like, I think I will have that drink. And you know about this guy, this Necrodamus guy who has silver? And it's like, easy, because I'm the one who gave it to him, of course. Now, Raisin has delivered the silver to him. He gives the silver to his smith man, saying it's beautiful. Let the world quake at the coming of the Archangel Killer. So the weapon is now complete, to be continued. And then preview of everything like that. And, you know, the cover art is just so good. I wish they would incorporate it into it. But yeah, they look like a good team. So this is another... I like the book simply because Blade is in it. Ghost Rider's doing Ghost Rider things. And, you know, I get to learn more about Damien Hellstrom and Satana. You know, but it's just simple good versus evil. The baddest of the heroes fighting some demons. It's good old-fashioned Marvel hero stuff. So, you know, I like it. I give this one an 8 out of 10. It's the best issue out of the 3 that have come so far. I would recommend you get it if you're interested into the supernatural. It seems that Marvel is not disrespecting its supernatural characters in this book, at least. So thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications. Make sure you're notified so that you can get updates of my videos. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to get my views out there and discuss good comics. Sorry, I've been busy for the last 2 days, which is why I haven't been reviewing, but I should have more reviews up later today.